It gets weirder every day. Holy smokes. Hey, how is everybody on this Thursday? And the first full day of a Joe Biden administration. And, we need mercy. We need mercy for sure. I hope everybody's doing well today on this Thursday. We got, there's days like this where there's just so much news. Wow. And we'll try to get to as much of it as we possibly can in our hour together. Welcome, friends. My name is Nick Stewart. This is Sunrise Santa Rosa. Welcome to the program. Thank you for being here. Thank you to Milton Post for hosting. The telephone number to call is 850-771-0049. You must dial the 850 to get through. That's what it works. All right. Forecast for today. Partly cloudy this morning, then becoming cloudy during the afternoon, a high near 70. Tonight, rain showers early will evolve into a more steady rain overnight. Low near 61. The chance of rain overnight, 70% rainfall near a quarter of an inch. And then tomorrow, steady rain in the morning, showers continuing in the afternoon, and a high near 66. The chance of rain tomorrow, 90%, and rainfall around a quarter of an inch. Oh, joy. It's 53 at Milton, 57 Gulf Breeze, 54 in Navarre, and 53 in Pensacola. Taking your phone calls, 850-771-0049. Check us out on our, if you are becoming more anti-Facebook as the days go by, just to kind of help some folks, we have the YouTube Live up. You can go to, just search Sunrise Santa Rosa with Nick Stewart, dash Milton Post. We've got some older stuff up there on YouTube, sorry. And but you can look for the little sunrise in the circle, and that's us. Okay, let's do this thing, shall we? Let's get it lit. So there are some parents that are concerned with the school system. You're welcome, Donna. She's thanking me for the YouTube. Some parents in Santa Rosa are concerned with the health department and the school district's execution of quarantine protocols. The parents are frustrated in what they call a lack of communication and the way kids are handled that come into close contact with COVID-19. Other parents say that they feel the rules in place do not make sense for students with no symptoms. One woman says that her son is in high school and he's in quarantine for a second time. She's not concerned with the requirements, but is not pleased with the communication. There's no contact with the health department. We have to contact them when we get the notification, even though the email says when I was in quarantine, they did not communicate with me. I had to call them. Now, the school does not handle COVID correctly. They have no plan. They have no functioning forethought on how to handle COVID. Well, it's them. It's the health department. Another parent of a middle schooler and another parent of a middle schooler and high schooler expressed the same frustration. Her high schooler is currently in quarantine. She believes that the school district is sending too many kids home who do not have symptoms. It doesn't allow the students to come back until 8 days after exposure with a negative test. So even though you test negative, you can't come to school. And for 8 days. And then it's 14 days. And then you can't participate in extracurricular activities until 14 days after the exposure. Dr. Karen Barber told Channel 3 that all those are all requirements from the state and the CDC, emphasizing that it's not up to them. She added that while those rules are out of their control, the district is doing what it can to provide resources to those students that they send home. Can I offer just a thought? I just want to offer this to the school system. Because you do have some students doing virtual because they don't want to be there. You've got room. You have room. If you want to put them into another room, do that. But, or another area of the school. But don't send them home. Why are they sent home if they're not sick? Exactly, Sharon. Who was gone, Heather? Sharon? We have some folks that are in Facebook jail, but we've got a way around it. Nice. All right. Escambia County Special Victims Unit, Homeland Security, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement arrested a 26-year-old man on charges of child pornography. What is it with these yahoos? Short eyes. Aaron Michael Rogers was arrested Wednesday and charged with 13 counts of possession of child pornography with 1 count of transmission of child pornography, according to a release by Escambia County Sheriff's Office. The release states after a search warrant was issued to a home on the block of Godwin Lane, the FDLE and K-9 deputies were able to locate electronic storages with child pornography. Rogers was booked into the Escambia County Jail with a $132,500 bond. Wicked. Absolutely wicked. Florida State Rep Anthony Sabatini announced on Tuesday he is sponsoring an amendment to rename U.S. Highway 27 as President Donald Trump Highway. Highway 27 is a major north-south artery that runs through the middle of the entire state, some 500 miles. Portions of Highway 27 are already named after politicians. The Claude Pepper Memorial Highway, other things like that. But Sabatini wants to name the whole thing for Trump. Rep. Linda Sanchez of California is looking to pass legislation that would make it illegal to name any government property, local, state, or federal, after Trump. I'm working on a bill that would mean that nothing, not even a bench, no airport, no highway, no school, nothing ever bears the name of this traitor. She told that to People magazine. Texas Rep. Joaquin Castro, who had a failed attempt to run for president, is threatening something similar. In addition to supporting the impeachment and removal of Donald Trump, I'm also preparing legislation that would prohibit any federal building or property being named after President Donald J. Trump. Meanwhile, President Trump's approval rating yesterday was 51%. 51%. Now, wow. They want to ban him from having anything named after him. They want to obliterate any image of him, any memory of him, except that he was impeached twice. Now, they're still wanting to name, they want to name the bridge. Let me find it. I lost it just a second ago. I don't know. They want to they want to name the bridge after Trump or after veterans, and I don't have a problem with that. The Navarre Bridge, but again, does it make a difference? It doesn't make a difference. I don't know. Renaming is it always going to be what it is? Like the 3 Mile Bridge. Nobody's calling it the Chappie James Bridge. Nobody. It's the 3 Mile Bridge. Well, it's the Skanska mistake at the moment, but you understand what I'm saying. I know, Sharon, it's exactly right. It just costs money. It does cost money. And it's really to no effect. Now, if people want to do this, I don't care. Names of veterans, I don't mind it, but is it important? Does it change anything? President Trump did make a difference. He did. But do you go to that extreme? Give it some time. Let the furor, the fury of the left die down a little bit, and then go at it. But I think that it doesn't. But look, think about it. Think about it. It is all. Who cares? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's a highway. I don't. If it's always been one thing, it's always going to be that thing. The 3 Mile Bridge, the Navarre Causeway, whatever it is. It's a road. It's a road. These buildings that have names, I don't call them by those names. I just don't. It's not a disrespect thing. It's just that I don't feel it's that important. But anyway. Pensacola man, a military veteran, is in custody for his role in the attack on the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. Jesus Rivera, Pensacola was taken into custody by special agents with FBI Jacksonville. He's charged with knowingly threatening or remaining in any restricted building or grounds without unlawful authority. Here's his picture. Knowingly with intent to impede government, business, or official functions, engaging in disorderly conduct on Capitol grounds, engaging in disorderly or disruptive conduct on Capitol buildings or grounds, parading, demonstrating, or picketing in the Capitol buildings. It's according to federal documents. He uploaded a 5-minute video to his Facebook account. Why would you do that? Look where I am. Approximately 13 seconds into the video, after showing the crowd, he turns the camera on himself. He uploaded 2 other videos to Facebook that allegedly show him approaching the U.S. Capitol and then on the U.S. Capitol grounds surrounded by individuals demonstrating or protesting. Don't post it to Facebook. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Jeff says the left is relentless pursuit of power. They're only emboldened by what they've done and get away with. But well, we know that. We know that. But this guy didn't use very much brain power. Don't post your crime on Facebook. Don't do it. I know. Okay, so a Pensacola man has one of those Ring doorbells. You have a Ring doorbell? This is the weirdest thing. Do I have this? Where did it go? Because I thought I downloaded it. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Nope. Let me see if I could pull that up here real quick. He had a Ring doorbell. All right. And he ordered some food. Now, the food that he ordered came, right? He got it. That's a great thing. And I'm glad they did. I'm glad he got his food. But there was a problem. There was evidently an issue with the delivery driver. Now, I'm going to play this video for you. You can't really tell what they say because they got it bleeped out, as they should. But I don't know what the issue was with this person, and we'll discuss this here in just a second. I want you to kind of see this. Here we go. Delivery driver pulls up. Gets out of the car. And uses racial slurs. There you go. More.
Hurry up.
Holy smokes. Now, the door opens. I think.
Yeah.
Hello.
The tone changes.
Thank you so much.
Hello. And she takes off. Now, there's more. She continues. This is in Pensacola. It is the weirdest thing. She continues. So her deal is, we don't know what her deal is. She went into a bunch of racial, he ordered a sub sandwich and some sides. Now, she says the N word at least twice. She's swearing. What is her deal? He doesn't know her. He doesn't know her. He's never had any interaction with her. But she is using racist language. City Spree, who is the delivery company, has terminated her. They said this is unacceptable. They terminated her. She was probably on her earpiece. You mean like her Bluetooth? It doesn't say why did she say that? But it doesn't make a difference. There's no reason for that language. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they should have fired her. But good luck to her getting a job because she's not going to. She is not going to get a job. She'll have to move somewhere far, far away. And it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. A 37-year-old woman's behind bars in connection with the death of a missing man. Where's that picture? There it is. This is an interesting individual. Check her out. That is a her. Tattoos on your face tell folks that you got your poop in a group, right? So this woman, Andrea Sanchez of Sebastian, is facing charges of abusing a dead human body. Witnesses said that they saw John Swanigan at Smith's grocery store in Gifford and was picked up by Sanchez in an older silver BMW. That's according to Indian River County Sheriff's Office. They were also seen Saturday, January 9th, at a house party and left together. Deputies received an anonymous tip January 19th that the silver BMW was at a home on Dickens Avenue. Sheriff's Office said Sanchez was approached by deputies while doing yard work and asked her if she knew why they were there. She said yes and asked if it was about the missing guy. Is it about the missing guy? There were flies around the trunk area, and they smelled a strong, pungent odor. It grew closer as it got closer to the trunk. It grew stronger. They opened the trunk and discovered his body. She admitted to detectives that she was at a party with Swanigan on the 9th, but denied being involved in his death. She told detectives that Swanigan had sexually abused her after they left the party, and she escaped him. He was still alive. But he wound up in her trunk. He was there for 10 days. What? Yeah. Nice. She's a prize. She's a prize. 850-771-0049. I know. I'm leaving it. I'm leaving it, Sharon. I'm leaving it. People are sick. That woman could have been singing a new rap song. I don't know what that means. Oh, you mean the delivery driver? I gotcha. Why would you leave him in your trunk? Why would you leave the man in your trunk? I don't get people. Okay, do you want to hear stupid? Here's stupid. Pensacola City Councilman Delarian Wiggins is proposing a city gun buyback program. The Pensacola City Council will vote Thursday on whether to allow Wiggins and Council Executive Don Cryer to work with the Pensacola Police Department to develop the program. The program would allow anyone to sell a gun to the PPD with no questions asked in exchange for cash or gift card. Wiggins, who represents District 7, told the News Journal on Wednesday that other cities have created similar programs, and he believes the program is needed in light of the amount of gun violence in the city. I think it's time that we take a more proactive approach to try to help curb some of the gun violence, Wiggins said. Firm details about the program have not been worked out. Cryer suggested to the city council on Tuesday that the program would pay $50 for handguns and $75 to $100 for long guns. However, Wiggins said Wednesday that those numbers were tentative and could change. What does gun buyback do? Has it ever been successful in curbing crime? No, it's not. Do you give out a lot of money? Yeah. Do you get some guns? Yeah. Do you stop people? You know what? I'm done with crime. I'm going to turn my gun in. Doesn't happen. How stupid are the Pensacola city councilmen? Gun buyback. Why don't you do something about the gangs? Why don't you do that? Why don't you do something like that? The drug problem is the problem, not gun buybacks. Stupid. Absolutely stupid. There'll be a rash of stolen guns. Exactly. It will increase theft. Yes. Gun buyback, can't buy back something the government didn't own in the first place. That's good. That's a good point. People commit crimes, not guns. That's true. It's true. You will get some guns, but you are not stopping crime. That is not going to curb gun violence. Use your head. Don't we have smarter people than that on the Pensacola City Council? If that's the best you can come up with, that's the best you got. It doesn't work. They've not done that. I haven't heard about gun buyback programs in a few years because they don't work. 850-771-0049. How many crimes go unsolved due to the buyback? Yeah, well, they'll get, this was usually the crime. There's no questions asked. Just bring it in. Just bring the gun in. It'll be great. We'll give you $50. Makes my head hurt, people. He says, if I'm able to go to the next, get some traction, we'll be able to move forward to the next level, which is sitting down with the Pensacola Police Department and devising a logistical plan on how we plan to develop the program, he said. Wow. What happened to the neighborhood sweeps? Good question. Disarming unlawful citizens is no way to protect lawful citizens. Well, you arrest them is what you do. About a dozen educators and supporters spoke on behalf of veteran teachers at the Escambia County School District's board meeting Tuesday evening in the hopes of swaying the board to offer higher wages for more experienced teachers along with school support staff. The school board and Escambia Education Association Teachers Union are at an impasse when it comes to veteran teachers' pay. But the two sides decided to go back to the negotiation table on Wednesday evening before the parties must move their fight to be heard by the magistrate. So when we upped the pay to, was it $43.5, whatever it is, the ungodly amount that we're giving brand new teachers, it compressed the pay for the other teachers, the experienced teachers, the veteran teachers. And now they only have like a 2%, 2.13 or whatever it is percent raise. And it's just not It's not fair. It's not fair. We must get a pay raise now too. And yet, the police department and the sheriff's department are both at much lower wages, probably $7,000 to $10,000 below the brand new teacher's rate. Just saying. Just saying. You are not more important than someone who puts their life on the line every day. Now, I had somebody say, well, the teachers have education and the police do not. The teachers don't put their life on the line. They don't. And if you won't, it's a 2.15% increase in pay under the district's proposal. That's all they'll see. Well, the new teachers got a huge bump. Sacred Heart, they have vaccinated more than 9,000 people in 10 days across Northwest Florida. So not only did they crank this thing out crazy fast, this warp speed vaccine, it now has been warp speed into people's arms. 9,000 people in 10 days. Mercy. All right. 850-771-0049. I don't care if they get it out. You want the vaccine, get the vaccine. Police declared an unlawful assembly on Wednesday night in Portland, Oregon. About 150 rioters caused damage to a federal immigration facility in the city. The unrest near the ICE Immigration Customs Enforcement building was declared after rioters started throwing rocks and eggs and vandalizing the building. We have observed property damage to the building. Anyone who's involved in criminal behavior, including vandalism and graffiti, is subject to arrest or citation. Let me show you the video. Wherever it went. I've got it. It's here somewhere. Not there, not there. Here we go. All right. Well, pardon if there's any bad language. I excuse me, but I know there's some on the video, so just.
I didn't see anyone.
So now look, they're taking a picture. This is the Democratic headquarters. This is Antifa at the Democratic headquarters. Dropped your hammer. Now, my question is, because you see this, are these, they're saying that these folks are being arrested. Why are they not marked as domestic terrorists? Wouldn't they be domestic terrorists? That is domestic terrorism. Now, but they're not Trump supporters, so it's not domestic terrorism. This, my friends, is the epitome of domestic terrorism. When the powers that be start really punishing the rioters, it will stop. No, because Soros bails them out. But when you mark them, if you would mark them as domestic terrorists, as they want to do Trump supporters, then it may stop. They didn't get the riots on Inauguration Day from the Trump supporters that they wanted. How do you stop a military coup on the government? By employing 26,000 National Guard to protect. These people should be marked as domestic terrorist. If you're gonna employ that, you employ it straight across the board. Oh no, you can't have that. These people will just be arrested. They're just exercising their free speech. Allen said individuals were seen carrying pepper ball guns, electronic control weapons, stun guns, shields, fireworks, and rocks. The gathering may impact traffic. As of early Thursday, police said they were standing by to address crimes in the surrounding neighborhood. So this wasn't an assault on a federal building. It was just a crime. Why is Antifa PO? They have their guy in office. Yeah. Why are they angry? It's not Trump's fault. Not Trump's fault. A California liberal activist who was charged with attempted murder. Let me find her lovely photo. Where'd she go? I got so many pictures. I don't know what this one is. Anyway, she's a nobody. But she was charged with attempted murder after allegedly running over Trump supporters with her car last year. She's facing new charges in connection with a separate earlier incident, the Orange County District Attorney's Office announced Wednesday. Tashiana Rita Turner, 40, of Long Beach, an organizer of a rally against police brutality and racism, will be charged with 2 felony counts of assault with a deadly weapon. Turner is accused of using a roughly 4-foot-long rod, repeatedly beat 2 men who were lying on the ground after they were attacked by a group of protesters during a demonstration in Seal Beach. So she's against police brutality and racism, and there's 2 men lying on the ground, and she beats them with a rod. Is that domestic terrorism? Is she a domestic terrorist? She was at a riot. There were men on the ground. She beat them. I would think that would be domestic terrorism. Good news. There's been a winner in the jackpot, the Powerball jackpot. $730 million. Thanks to math and bad luck, the lottery players had another shot at the giant jackpot on Wednesday night with a $730 million Powerball prize. The winning ticket was sold in Maryland, and the new jackpot is estimated $20 million for the next drawing on Saturday. Powerball jackpot was the 5th largest ever. Came only a day after nobody won the even larger Mega Millions prize, which now stands at $970 million. $970 million. Holy smokes, my friends. That's a lot of cabbage. It is. It's great cabbage. Cabbage gives me gas. President Joe Biden said a letter left by former President Donald Trump was generous and that it was personal. Former President Donald Trump broke with tradition and left the White House in the D.C. area Wednesday morning before the inauguration ceremony for his successor, Joe Biden. He did, however, keep a White House tradition, a parting letter. As for details of Trump's letter, the White House would only say it's a letter between 45 and 46. Wednesday afternoon, during a signing event at the Oval Office, Biden told reporters the letter was personal. He didn't want to share the details before I talked to him. He just said the note was generous. So, there you go. Former President Donald Trump received a warm greeting from supporters in South Florida on Wednesday morning as he made his way to his Mar-a-Lago resort after leaving the White House for the last time. Fans waved flags and held up signs and cell phones in West Palm Beach as they cheered Trump's return, where he plans to spend his post-presidency in Mar-a-Lago. We just want to show him how much we appreciate him. Anita Vargas, who said she came from Texas to show her support. She went from Texas to Miami to cheer in President Trump. Here is that video.
There you go.
There's waving.
He's leaning out the window.
Look at that. How amazing is that? After all this craziness, it gets a great welcome home. And again, his approval, 51% yesterday. I think that was I saw that. I think that was just a Facebook thing, just a meme. Yeah, it just showed, dear Joe, I won. But I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. President Biden, ugh, I can't even believe I have to say that. The Brain Trust, he warned new members of his administration Wednesday that he'll fire them on the spot if they fail to treat others nicely. If you're working with me and I hear you treat another colleague with disrespect, talk down to someone, I promise you I'll fire you on the spot. On the spot, he said. Now, this is the same guy who threatened to beat up a guy at at one of his events who asked him a question. This is the same guy who got in the face of a worker saying, I don't work for you, and swore at him. The same guy who wants to take people out back and beat him up. Yeah, Joe Biden, Mr. Nice Guy. Treat others nicely. No ifs, ands, or buts. Everybody's entitled to be treated with decency and dignity, except for Trump and Trump supporters. So other than the 75 million people in Trump, everybody gets treated fairly. Biden concluded his remarks, that's what's been missing in a big way for the last 4 years. Nobody got treated nicely. I know, Jeff. But some people believe that stuff. Some people believe it. I'm kind of disappointed that the Q people were wrong. You mean QAnon? I know. This guy has a short fuse. He will go off. Except nobody, the media won't push him. So the media is not going to push him. And he'll be justified in attacking the Republicans in Congress and the Senate. So, what's there not to be nice about? And he has his hands on the nuclear trigger. But yeah, but he's beholden to China. He's in China's pocket. He's got Chinese pocket lint in his teeth. He is in their pocket. He's owned. So it's not going to be China. He's so much of a wuss, though. He is not going to go toe-to-toe with Russia. He won't stand up to Russia. This guy is worthless. He is worthless. 850-771-0049. Oh, my goodness. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo said the Empire State could soon see the highest income tax rates in the U.S. if the federal government does not step in to provide adequate aid. During a speech detailing the state's annual budget, Cuomo requested at least $15 billion in federal funding, or the state will likely have to implement a number of undesirable measures, including tax increases. Cuomo said the state's proposed temporarily increasing the top rate by 2 percentage points to 10.86% from 8.82%. A wealthy resident in New York City would pay a top rate of 14.7% in combined taxes. That proposal would raise just $1.5 billion. Therefore, the state would also have to look at other measures like cutting funding for things like education, Medicaid, local governments, and social services, as well as borrowing. New York's 4-year budget outlook currently shows a $39 billion shortfall. So you have to help us, or we have to take drastic measures. Well, Cuomo, who got you in that spot? Who did that? I wonder who is to blame for your crappy state. And that would be you 3-term governor, you. You have ruined that state. ruined it. And now you expect the federal government to bail you out. And sadly, they probably will. I'm sure that the Democrats will bail them out. I don't even know what would be 30 days. I don't even know what that means. How long will he remain in office? How long will Biden remain in office? He is not about himself. He is not in good shape. He's not well. And if he makes it, I'm saying 6 months. I'm saying Joe Biden will be out in 6 months. President Biden made a direct appeal to pro-Trump supporters and Republicans across the nation who did not vote for him to become the 46th president of the United States, calling for everyone to stop the shouting and lower the temperature. Politics doesn't have to be a raging fire destroying everything in its path, Biden said during his inaugural address on Wednesday, because the Democrats are in charge now, and we only do that when there's Republicans in charge. Every disagreement doesn't have to be a cause for total war. And we must reject the culture in which facts themselves are manipulated and even manufactured. What? Like Russia collusion? Like both impeachment trials? Like the riot on January 6th? You tell me. You tell me what you're referring to. Biden's words point to the political rhetoric during the Trump years that led to deeper partisan divides in and outside Washington, D.C. The Democrats did that. They started on him with impeachment before he was even in office. Maxine Waters. So don't tell me it was Trump, because it wasn't Trump. It was because they hated losing. Biden's words point to the political rhetoric. Congressional Republicans applauded Biden's promise to unify the country, though while they appear eager to support Biden's calls to lower the temperature, they remain skeptical. And they should. It's empty words. It's empty words. They want unity, except for those that are Trump supporters. They can't be tolerated. They need to be deprogrammed. 135 civil rights organizations signed an open letter to Congress on Tuesday urging them not to expand terrorism-related authority. The letter, signed on behalf of the Leadership Conference on Civil and Human Rights, says that white nationalism and far-right militia violence must be addressed without causing further harm to communities that are already disproportionately impacted by criminal legal system. The solution, they said, is not to create more laws to prosecute domestic terrorism, but to use the laws already on the books more effectively. I misspelled dementia. I don't see dementia on there. Oh, I see, Jeff. Gotcha. So you got to no pronouns. No pronouns. So what is domestic terrorism? What is domestic terrorism? Was the few, I mean, out of 1 million people, this is a small percentage. Maybe it was a few hundred, maybe 1,000 that attacked the Capitol or went walking through. And they were peaceful. I mean, for the most part, you saw them walk around. They were talking to people. You look at Chewbacca man with the horns on his head. He walked in, he's like a stoner. Hey, man, how's it going? This is cool. Yeah. While there was, and the people died. One was shot by a Capitol Hill officer, a veteran. One killed a police officer. And then the rest of them, we don't know. We don't know. Yes, Jeff. It's anybody who voted for Trump and supported Trump, and we see that on Facebook and Twitter and jobs. people's jobs are at stake because they supported Trump. You've got the government that's calling you a domestic terrorist. Whether you've been involved in it or not, if you have supported Trump, there must be something very, very wrong with you. You're an extremist. You're being called an extremist by people who are squelching free speech, stealing elections, putting 26,000 troops at the Capitol, wanting to unleash the federal government upon you. You are the extremist. Just perspective. Shortly after President Joe Biden was sworn into office on Wednesday, Amazon congratulated him on his inauguration and offered their extensive resources to help the administration in its vaccination effort. As you begin your work to lead the country out of the COVID-19 crisis, Amazon stands ready to assist you in reaching your goal of vaccinating 100 million Americans in the first 100 days of your administration. We're prepared to leverage our operations, information technology, and communication capabilities and expertise to assist your administration's vaccination efforts. Our scale allows us to make meaningful impact immediately in the fight against COVID-19, and we stand ready to assist you in this effort. Now, where were they 2 days ago? Why did they not offer that to Trump? Why did Amazon not offer to help Trump distribute the vaccine? Anyone? Anyone got an idea where that was? Man, they didn't want to. They won't give an answer on why they did not offer their assistance to the Trump administration. But before Joe Biden warmed his seat, they had a letter to him. South Carolina Rep. James Clyburn, he's the number 3 House Democrat, told reporters Wednesday that former President George W. Bush hailed him as a savior at the inauguration of President Joe Biden, claiming that Bush said Biden was the only Democrat in the primary who could have beaten President Donald Trump. He didn't. But a Bush spokesman called on observers not to make this more than it is. Associated Press reporter Meg Kindred reported Wednesday afternoon that on a call with reporters just now, Whip Clyburn says ex-President Bush told him he's the savior because of his role in helping Biden win the Democratic nomination. Clyburn says Bush went on to call Biden the only one who could have defeated the incumbent president. Now, Freddie Ford, the chief of staff for President Bush, reacted in a tweet saying, "Let's not make this into more than it is." He was saying Clyburn helped save Biden's nomination. Nothing biblical here. So was it that George Bush is a turncoat to the Republicans? It's that he's not taking this. Don't take this biblical. Oh yeah, he's a turncoat to the Republicans, but it's nothing biblical here. George W. Bush, you're dead to me. You are dead to me. Voter remorse. Donald Trump has reportedly spoken to confidence and aides over the last several days about possibly forming his own political party. The outlet Wall Street Journal reports that the move comes on the heels of Trump feeling that Republicans abandoned him, which they did. The outlet, citing inside sources reportedly familiar with the matter, said the president would like to call the party the Patriot Party. Trump discussed the matter with several aides and other people close to him last week. The outlet reported the president said he would want to call the new party the Patriot Party. Daily Wire reported that the top Trump Republicans close to the administration said it was a bad idea and would effectively split the Republican Party. Well, it would splinter it. It would not split it. It would not be 50-50. Now, I wonder, because the Republicans are horrible. You look at people like Mitch McConnell, George W. Bush, Marco Rubio. Horrible. Horrible. Maybe that's a good idea. Maybe let's split it. We'll see what happens. Fox News host Chris Wallace earned the ire of many on social media and another Fox host after he praised the inauguration speech by Joe Biden on Wednesday at the Capitol. Here's, let me find Chris Wallace here. Oh my gosh, what a failure.
Thought it was a great speech. I've been listening to these inaugural addresses since 1961. John F. Kennedy, Ask Not. I thought this was the best inaugural address I ever heard. Obviously, a lot of this event today, a lot of the president's speech was colored by the emotion of the fact that exactly 2 weeks ago, 14 days ago, there was a mob of thugs, of insurrectionists, of domestic terrorists on the inaugural stand. And Joe Biden was saying that democracy.
So Chris Wallace is calling them domestic terrorists as well. Oh, he is a slug. Chris Wallace is a slug. So he just went on to just gush over this stupid speech. People on Twitter says, is Fox News trying to have 0 viewers left? Another one said, Chris Wallace is a fake news hack. And Greg Gutfeld chimed in. An amazing inauguration. I agree with Chris Wallace, Gutfeld shouted. The greatest inauguration I've ever seen in my entire life. And you know what? I'll even go further than Chris Wallace. It's the greatest inauguration I will ever see. Ever see. I think we should stop the inaugurations. Stop the inaugurations. This is it. Chris Wallace also, on a hot mic, mocked Brit Hume. Now, Brit Hume, I love Brit Hume. He's very measured. I love to watch him. He's fascinating to me. And off what Chris Wallace thought he was off mic, he mocked Brit Hume. Not a good thing to do. Not a good thing to do. Liz Cheney has drawn her first 2022 primary challenger after voting last week to impeach President Donald Trump. Wyoming Republican State Senator Anthony Bouchard filed a statement. Let me get rid of this. I know. Wyoming's lone congressional seat initiating a primary challenge against Cheney for the next midterm elections. Wyoming was President Trump's best state both times he ran. That's because Wyoming voters are strong conservatives who want our leaders to stand up for America, defend our freedoms, fight for our way of life, and always put working people first, as President Trump did. Liz Cheney's long-time opposition to President Trump and her most recent vote for impeachment shows just how out of touch she is with Wyoming. That's why I'm running for Congress. And we're going to get rid of Liz Cheney. She's done. She's done, as well as Mitch McConnell. He's pooped in his hat. He will be done. They will call for his resignation. They don't want him as leader. He's not a leader. Just wild. So, in their mad dash for the cray-cray, I want to show this. This is Matt Gaetz. I want to show you this from Matt Gaetz first before I go into this. Here he is, I think from last night.
Baseless allegations against my colleagues in Congress, folks saying they must have been working in cahoots with the rioters. That's nonsense. We see our National Guard members having their social media scrubbed, having to answer for their patriotism when they've volunteered to wear that uniform and help keep the rest of us safe. And I think your angle was particularly poignant on the issue of using national security tools against our people. You know what's interesting, Laura? No one's ever used the word murder to describe what happened on January 6th, even though that's what it is. Because the incoming Biden administration, they don't want to use the prosecutorial tools that append to a murder. They want to use terms like national security, insurrection, domestic terrorism, because that allows them to access these exquisite authorities to use tools that we envision to go after terrorists in foreign lands, then being turned against our own people. The Democrats mean what they say when they talk about reprogramming MAGA and purging the country of people who have embraced the policies that made our country more prosperous,
That's
more
the language of
successful,
Mao.
and more focused.
So one thing I will disagree with Matt Gaetz on this is that they are now using murder. They're using the term murder because listen to this. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said that former President Donald Trump could be considered an accessory to murder after the riot at the Capitol by his supporters earlier this month that left 5 people dead. President's words are important. They weigh a ton, she said on an MSNBC interview, noting that Trump had repeatedly promoted unproven claims of fraud before Congress met to finalize the loss of the 2020 election, which he urged his followers to fight in a speech long before the riot began. And if you're Donald Trump talking to these people, they believe it. They used his words to come here. The speaker added, would we talk about, did any of our colleagues collaborate? Well, that remains to be seen. We have to get the evidence of that, which means that she wants to. And if they did, they would be accessory to the crime. And the crime in some cases was murder. And this president is an accessory to that crime because he instigated the insurrection that caused those deaths and this destruction. Murder. They will stop at nothing. This man is gone. President Trump is out of their hair. Now, if you want to keep him out, let him run again. So what? If they want to keep him out, do a good job, but they're not going to. They know that what they're doing is going to be so unpopular, they don't have a chance. They got 2 years, and they're going to cram it down your throat. We live in a very funky age, all right? Just telling you. Make sure you know what's going on. Why are they using domestic terrorism? So they could bring the whole federal government down on you. They don't want to depend on local police. They want to use the force of the federal government on you. It's coming. It's coming. All they need to do is get everybody to repeat extremists, domestic terrorists. And if you are a Trump, look, they're not even hiding it. You need to be deprogrammed. They are going to eradicate Trump supporters. 74 million people. Yep. But Antifa and BLM, golden. They're just excited. They're just excited. Nothing to see here. So George Soros is not an insurrectionist. The BLM leaders and Antifa leaders are not insurrectionists. The rioters as part of BLM and Antifa are not domestic terrorists. But Trump supporters are. You see how things are applied. If you are not spending quality time praying for our nation, you're wrong. You're just wrong. You need to make sure your heart's right with God and pray for our nation. And pray for God's mercy. Because what comes next, I can only imagine. But it's not going to be pretty. No more deportation of illegals, by the way. Happened yesterday. All right, kids, we're out of here. See you tomorrow for Friday. God bless you. Have a great day. Share the video.